Moving on, in an upcoming China visit, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is expected to raise concerns that Beijing is helping Russia build up its defense industrial base to fight the war in Ukraine. The U.S. has warned China not to aid Moscow's war effort since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Remember, the Russian attack came just weeks after Moscow and Beijing declared a no-limits partnership.
What we have seen over the past months is that there have been materials moving from China to Russia that Russia has used to rebuild that reindustrial base and produce arms that are showing up on the battlefield in Ukraine.
U.S. officials briefed reporters last week on materials China was providing to Russia, including drones and missile technology, satellite imagery and machine tools. They stated that such measures fall short of providing lethal assistance, but were helping Russia build up its military to sustain its two-year-old war in Ukraine. A Chinese embassy spokesperson said last week that Beijing was not a party to the Ukraine crisis. The embassy spokesperson added that normal trade between China and Russia should not be interfered or restricted. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden raised the issue with Chinese President Xi Jinping in a phone call earlier this month, after which U.S. officials said that Blinken would travel to China in the coming weeks. Details of Blinken's trip have not yet been announced or disclosed. The U.S. Secretary of State raised the issue with NATO foreign ministers in Brussels earlier this month as well. China's response to the war, a balancing act sometimes dubbed pro-Russia neutrality, has been much closer to Moscow than it was in 2014. That is, when Crimea was annexed. Russia is gaining momentum in its assault on Ukraine amid stalled Western aid, making the coming months critical to the direction of the ongoing war. In a worst-case scenario, parts of Kiev's front line could be at a risk of collapse. With a boost in output of artillery shells, Moscow is willing to take territory in the face of high casualties. It is in contrast with a lack of sustained Western supply of ammunition to Kiev. Over the spring and summer, Russia is likely to mount attacks designed to inflict casualties, push defenders westwards, and expand control of occupied regions.